Hey, this is Perry. What would Perry do? And thank you for joining me today. Got a great question from Adrian about family business. Let's check it out.
Yeah, so my question is, what do you do when you're in a partnership with aging partners, a family partnership, who aren't that interested in adapting to new processes and technologies and things like that? Um, it's a tough one.
Yeah, yeah. I'll bet it's pretty challenging. First of all, thank you for your question. I appreciate you reaching out. So, first and foremost, I want to say this is not about process and technology. So, do not get into an argument about what's better and more efficient and the best way to do things right now. Um, there's really two key things in play here: the fact that this is a family relationship, and that your family partners are elderly, so they're part and parcel of the same thing, and they need to be considered differently, but they actually have the same answer. I'm going to give you the same answer for both. So, like I said, this is not about the technology of the process. This is about people's expectations, and you and your partners really need to sit down and have an open and honest conversation about what you're in it for. Everything evolves. Our expectations change as we move forward in our businesses, as we gain more experience, as we become more successful and go through different challenges. We have different ideas and different expectations of what we want out of the business, and it is likely not the same as what it was when you started. And I would say you need to do this on a semi-regular basis, every 2 or 3 years, to sit down and have this conversation, and even maybe once a year, just to check in. And the question is, like I said, what do you want out of it? What does the future look like 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now? What is the exit? How do you want to leave the business? What do you want from the business when you leave? Will you ever leave? Do you expect to leave? So these sort of bigger picture questions are the place to start, making sure that everybody has an opportunity to really express themselves and be heard by each other. When you've done that, and I would even go so far as to say, find an experienced facilitator who can help people express themselves, because in a family situation you have all of these biases that you know each other incredibly well, and you bring that into your business whether you intend to or not. And so all the old stuff that you've been carrying around your whole lives gets layered, is entwined in the kinds of negotiating that you're trying to do. So it can be very useful to have that third party present, especially if that third party is experienced as a facilitator and can help manage these kinds of conversations. So here's the objective. And I know I'm repeating myself here, but it's sit down, ideally with somebody who can help, and talk about where are we going? What do we want out of this? And as individuals. And then once everyone's had a chance to hear each other share this information, it's about how can we find the common denominators? How can we support each other in getting what we each need out of this business? For your elderly partners, who I'm guessing are your parents, they will have a shorter timeline than you, most likely. And therefore, when it comes to change, new process, new technology, et cetera, of course, they're going to be resistant. Humans are resistant to change anyway. That's just a natural condition. So when you add on top of that somebody who maybe doesn't see a long future, why would they invest in new skills and efforts, or the financial investment necessary to create new process or technology, when they don't intend to stick with it for very long? So there's going to be different reasons that affect the way in which they're resisting the change that you're talking about. Again, step back from what's best in terms of better, more efficient. Step back from the change in the technology and talk about what is the individual needs of each partner. What are the individual needs of each partner? And then, after hearing each other and respecting the fact that each one of you has slightly different ideas about that, then look for those common denominators and how you can help support each other. It might be that the elderly partners have an earlier exit than the younger partners, and therefore the conversation is about what are their needs when they do exit. It might be that they don't want to exit because they don't know what else to do with their lives, And then it might be about helping them find some other things that they can do, because maybe it isn't the business. Maybe that isn't the best place for them. So you really need to go through that part of the conversation first before you get into the details of making operational technology process changes in the business, and make sure that you're actually serving the partners the way they need to be served. Then you can bring in the rest of the conversation about better ways to do it and how these will actually support or not support the exit strategies, the needs and desires. I hope that helps. I appreciate your question very much. If you have a question about your business, marketing, strategy, partnership, anything to do with life and business, I want to hear from you. And I look forward to your message. Find me on the socials and send me something. Talk to you soon.